thing is, even to their own people, they're just as cruel. They will torture you, they will beat you, they will kill your family, they will burn your family. You name it, they'll do it to you. Just to the same thing. There is no value to life. That's what they do, and they hide in those places, that is hospitals, schools, public buildings, neighborhoods, because they're cowards. They will not go, a soldier against a soldier. When you find yourself as combatants in urban places, there's going to be, unfortunately, casualties who don't deserve to be there. And that's the sad part, really. But more than anything, they do it to their own people. They beat them daily. There's plenty of videos circulating, and this is not a makeup, this is not fantasy films. These are people who risk their life filming it and posting it in the hope that they see what they're going through as well. They don't want it, they don't deserve it. And that thing that doesn't light up.
I don't know how to put it, are held to the highest standard of any other army in the world. If this happened to any other army in the world, if this happened to the United States, we would flatten that country, and nobody
Yeah,
be.
it would have been over in 24 hours.
And yet you guys have to send out leaflets for a month telling we're going to bomb here. How do you win a war like that?
That's what happens when you're the most moral army in the world.
Right?
Nobody gives a heads up to anybody. I'm coming to get you. We
Right.
call them leaflets, telephone calls, text messages for hours, telling them, go this way. This is going to be safe. Nobody's going to harm you if you go this way. The issue is immediately that they are stopped from leaving because they know Hamas, Islamic Jihad, Al-Aqsa Martyr Brigade, all these factions that they work at the end together. It's the same, the same monster to oppress the people, to make sure how do they get maximum reward from the world is by keeping the people in there, not letting them leave. So there are unfortunate casualties, and this is what they show to the world. And again, the world is blind or pretend they're blind, or it's just easier to okay, this is what it is.
If you want to know what Hamas has done, I advise you to watch the October 7th tapes that Hamas had cameras attached to their own
Yeah,
uh, lapels and stuff, and showing the exact things that they were doing to the men, women, and children of
yeah,
of Israel.
yeah, definitely.
Wendy, give me a couple questions to ask you.
Yes, sir.
What's it like to live in families where everyone goes in the military?
A big sense of security.
There you go. That's probably the best way to
It's
put it.
everybody supports everybody. That support system is beyond what anything could give you. Any medicine, any doctors, no one can give you the support like military families because they know what it is. They live through it. They know exactly what is going on in a person's mind, how a father may feel, how a daughter may feel, how a mother may feel. They know. And in order to help, I believe soldiers who unfortunately suffer from, PTSD and so on and other things, unless a person who's helping them has a military background, that they saw their parents be somewhere, go through some kind of deployment or something like that, it would be very difficult. All the education in the world, all the best intentions, it's just very difficult because you're not in the same mindset.
Right,
You're not in
right.
the same mindset.
'Cause
So,
I've often thought myself that if you want somebody who's to get over PTSD, it's better to talk to somebody who's been through the same stuff you have. You know,
absolutely.
I'm not
Absolutely.
be wrong. There are good civilian doctors out there that even though they haven't been through it, they've heard enough that they aware enough of what has happened and how to handle it.
Correct.
And
You gotta
PTSD
educate yourself. Right.
beat
Right.
it, doing anything to get their mind off what they've been through and what they had to do for our country.
Correct.
How are your relationships with Muslims living in Israel?
I have a lot of friends. Um, not every Muslim is a bad Muslim. It would be false narrative to even suggest anything like that.
Exactly.
It's depends where you come, depends on how you grew up, and really depends on you as an individual, because I've met a lot of people who they tell me, oh, their parents were so strict. No, you got to fight them. They're this, they're that. And their kids turn completely different. I have a friend who is from Jordan, military, and we go out together and we laugh together. And we know that if anything would happen within our neighborhood, we swore we would be one there for another. It doesn't
Right.
matter your background, it doesn't matter your religion. It's all about the humane side. Do you protect life, or do you want to destroy life? That's the only two groups: the protector and the destroyer, and you got to pick a side.
Your sheepdog and the wolf is what we put in it, say it out over here.
This is what it is, right here.
There you go.
This is what
Exactly.
it is.
There's what, five different religions in your country that manage to get along with each other, including Muslims, which I believe is 1.5 million. Is it over there?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know how?
almost a million, 1.8 million Muslims,
There you go.
Israeli Arabs. We got the Druze, we got Christians, we got Orthodox Greek, we got Buddha. You name it, we got it. I think it's the only country in the world where every religion is fine. Just do your thing. I don't have a problem with that.
Everybody's screaming apartheid over there,
Wow,
and yet
that's funny.
if one of them came out and wanted to live in Israel, they would be given everything they need to succeed, a job, everything, you know.
Correct.
But if a Jew goes into Palestine, you'd be killed as soon as you got
You
across the
won't
border.
find one. You won't find
Exactly.
even one.
Exactly. All right. So, what's your opinion of the current state of war and hostage recovery?
It needs to be over. But Hamas has to be eradicated. And when we say Hamas, unfortunately, the media is falling short in calling all those who are involved there.
Now,
Those are doctrinated, the other factions that are there, like Islamic Jihad, all those guys, they're all under the same umbrella. One is a green bandana, the other one has an orange bandana, the other one is a red bandana. Bottom line, they're all about taking lives. That's all they want. They don't care about anybody's lives except their own, and how to fatten their pocket. Because sadly, the world just keeps giving billions and billions and billions of dollars. One can imagine, how can those guys, those who opened Hamas, or those who started it and all that, live in places in the laps of luxury while people's there like drink sewer water? And they
starving
die
to
every
death
day. They
because,
don't have school and they're supposedly starving. Israel has been giving an approximately 100 tons of food since the war has started, which is an average or about 3,000 calories a day per person, man, woman, and child. Yet somehow this type of food is grabbed by those terrorists, those monsters, to sell it at a higher price. So these people are always dependent on them. It's kind of like they are the communist or the socialist party of that area. You have to be dependent on me to survive. That's how they own them.
exactly, but the Palestinians need to stand up for themselves and say no more. This ends
It's
here.
hard. It's
But
hard for them because the only thing they have is the gun pointing at the head. That if
it's
they
the only,
bounce out of line, they'll get killed. There's no opportunity there.
right,
There is no opportunity when you have leaders who prefer death than life.
right. So another question that when you wanted me to ask is how the hostage doing that were recovered. They have to be mentally out, checked out. I can't even
You,
years of that, and they have to be
I've met,
strong
yeah,
through what
yeah.
they
There
went
were a few of them who visited here. I've spoken with them. You know, let's just say that trauma, the brain has the power to lock certain things out, so you kind of like never remember. And it's hard, but again, I think the fact that they're surrounded by friends and family who have served in the army, who have seen atrocities throughout all their lives, that in a way they're able to, I can't say relate because nobody can relate, being a hostage and treated the way that you treated it, like not even dogs will be
to. That's
treated this way. It's a different level. It's a different level of understanding and feeling and all that. It's
The
very hard.
fact,
And I wish the world would see if they would be able to take 5 minutes of their time, like they listen to these false narratives that are out there, and actually do a little research, 5 minutes of their busy schedules, and they can find on many different platforms videos that they'll see who is the real oppressor in Gaza or the
right,
West Bank or us. It's their own government who oppresses them. It's their own government who threatens them. It's their own government who takes everything away from them. It's their own government who teaches them either do or die. You become a martyr or I'll kill you anyway.
right.
That's it. That's the only life they know. It's the only life they know. If I don't do that, if I don't go and be one of them, I ain't gonna be one of nobody.
Why do you think that everybody hates Israel and the United States? Do you think it's religion, or do you think it's something deeper?
Because we love freedom and we'll give a life to freedom and to free other people and to make sure people thrive.
Right.
We don't sit and linger on what was. We move forward to build and get better. And I think this is a lesson that the entire world needs to learn.
Yeah, the proof of that is that you actually have a country, even though we got a bunch of college students out here saying you guys have only
Yeah,
been a country since 1946. Bullshit. Look in the Bible. It was over 3,000 years old that,
exactly.
that there was Israel there.
Yeah,
Then they said, well, that's Palestine. No, it's not Palestine.
there's
It's
no
all,
such thing.
it's
Yeah,
all Israel.
correct. This is the thing that the world kind of refuses to see. The call for our annihilation and every empire that existed are here no longer. We still are. That's
Right.
resilience. This is a people who, as Napoleon said in one of his times, he was around in Egypt and it was basically riding near a synagogue and he heard people crying and he walked in and he said, "What's going on? Why are you guys crying? We're not going to hurt you. We're just, passing by." So they explained to him that they were crying about the destruction of the temple. And he asked them, "When did that happen?" They said, "Almost 2,000 years ago." And his reply was, "Any people who cry over something that happened so long ago have the roots, the belief, the strength, the ability, and they will never be destroyed because their will to love life is above and beyond what anybody can take away." It didn't matter where we ended up, that place thrived. It didn't matter what part of the world we ended up being shoved or thrown in, we ended up building something. We ended up being, you know, advisors to kings, to royalty, to governments, you name it, because we don't sit and mop and sob about what happened to me. We get up and we move forward. That's the strength, just like the US does. Get up and move forward. 9/11 came. We could have stopped and been crying every day of our lives. Instead, we became strong. We became the narrative was no, we love life and we will fight for life. We will fight for what is good. We will eradicate evil no matter what place in the world they may be, because people want freedom and safety.
Right. Right. Exactly. Freedom is key in all of this, and
Priceless.
that they believe in more subjugation than anything else.
That is correct. Correct.
What do you think the answer is to getting other countries to accept Christians and Jews and not hate them?
Go back to your roots. They all need to find religion. They all need to find something in the Word of God. Doesn't matter whether you're Christian, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim. Go back to the old scriptures. Go back to what it really tells you to love your fellow neighbor, to love your fellow man, to love, to care for one another. If you don't have religion in your life, you can't have a life. Nobody can convince me. Religion, regardless of which one it is, it's a blueprint of life, except if it preaches kill everybody who's not like you. That's not a religion. That's fanaticism. That's something that
Exactly.
is, not shouldn't even be mentioned. But those who are true religions, who people follow, Catholic, Christian, doesn't matter. All those things, get back to where reality is. Get back to understanding that there is love and there is connection between all of us. Because the bottom line, whether we like it or not, we're all related. We all came from Adam and Eve, and that's the end of the story.
We're all
So,
made
and
in the
after
image
that,
of
exactly, after that, from
God.
Abraham, and so on and so on. We're all relatives. What is this? What is this nonsense of he's better than me, I'm better than you, you're taller, you bro? Nobody cares. We just want to live in peace. And I believe it is achievable when people will get their head out of the gutter and start realizing that religion is important in life. That's your blueprint. Teach to care, teach to love, teach to defend things that matter.
Right, right. Agreed. So that's that's something that the world really needs to know is that they should be given freedom, which is an inalienable right given by God. That's why we have the freedom of religion out here in the United States, freedom of speech. You know, we have inalienable rights that we think are given to by God, and nobody can take those from us. Once once these people that have been subjugated for so long actually have a taste of freedom, they're never going to want anything else.
Exactly.
As a human race, we have to learn to get along and live in peace and freedom. And once that happens, we can have a great world to live in.
Absolutely.
Well, Barsi, I think that's it. Thank you for your time.
Always,
Again,
my friend.
pleasure. And I want to let everybody know that we had this interview once already. I had to tone it down to YouTube guidelines, so this would be accepted. If you could, please remember to like and share so it gets on our algorithm and stays there. With that, I'd like to sign out. This is Sergeant Frank Kerr, outside the wire, out here.
Thank you, my friends. No retreat, no surrender.